Scott, you and I are going to talk about some of this as well. What is a paleteer?
Well, paleteer is a group of artists, and we have very varied styles, as you can see looking at our show.
Okay.
And we get together, you know, to help each other with our art. We bring our artwork to shows, and we also bring it to our meetings and ask for help if we need it. And we have workshops and demonstrations and all kinds of things like that, trips we've made, you know, to various museums. So we're just all about art and trying to promote art. And we also help the PV Art Center by, you know, various activities. We have a activity at Christmas time where we have children come in and we have a party for them.
Okay.
And maybe Mary Lou can tell a little more, because I'm pretty new in paleteers. I'm only about 4 years into paleteers, so.
Okay, and tell us how you got involved and how this started.
Well, it started about 40 years ago, way before I was in it, too. I think it started out with a group of artists who just met in people's houses, went on trips, mostly kind of went on little trips, went painting outside. I think that's maybe plein air painting. That's probably how it started. But I think we have about 60 members now. And this is our second show. We had a show in Manhattan Beach last year, and we have a great camaraderie. It's one of the few groups of women I've ever been involved with that gets along almost perfectly. Really, it's very surprising.
So, Scott, we had a chance to meet some of the ladies that are a part of the paleteers here. Let's talk about some of the other work. It's fascinating to me that people so late in life would just continue their artwork. It's amazing.
Well, this particular wall is my favorite wall. Just the way it's laid out, the way the work, I mean, this abstract piece, even though you say, oh, that's abstract, but when you really look at it, doesn't it look like a landscape?
It does.
Landscape, and there's the sky, and this could be a big cloud. So what I like about abstract work is it could be whatever you want it to be.
Right.
I mean, there's some work that's in the show that looks very figurative, even though it's very abstract. And when you say the word, oh, that looks figurative, or this looks landscape, now I put that in your mind and you can't see anything else.
You've got a story going, right? Yeah.
This artist, I think, is very unique. She's her own artist. She does what she wants to do. And she makes these very satirical, funny pieces, but I just love the way it kind of flows with, there's another figurative piece there, and then these sort of, just maybe because of the color and the way they're framed and the blackness, kind of all work together. But anyway, she's just having fun.
That's right.
It's not like she's, oh, I got to be in the Guggenheim tomorrow.
Yep.
She's just having fun making art, and that's what it's about. It's just enjoying yourself.
And letting yourself be free creatively, too, and not thinking, am I doing something wrong? Is this, you know, just to go.
Her instructors will say, oh, do this. She go, okay, and she does the opposite. So, and then over here, a lot of pieces in the show are with using watercolor or mixed media. This happens to be a mixed media piece.
And what does that mean, mixed media?
Mixed media means that it could be watercolor, printmaking, and etching. It could be different medias together. And in fact, this, if you look, there's some lettering here.
It almost looks like a magazine.
Right. She did transfers.
Wow.
And what it is you take a magazine or a photograph and you put gelatin on it.
Wow.
And then you peel the gel off, and then you could transfer it onto the paper.
That's beautiful.
So everything's reverse. Acrylic is like oil. You could use it thick, or you can mix it with water, and you could use it in washes.
It's great. And most of these artists are from the area, is that right?
Right. I would say most are from Palos Verdes Peninsula or Redondo Beach or Manhattan Beach.
It's great.
And again, it's like this one here is more mixed. This is acrylic and mixed media, but it's very thick. If you come up real close, they almost look like little jewels that are encrusted in there.
Yep.
So the subject-wise goes from this abstraction to botanical sort of drawings of plants to very realistic representational of rocks.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And this is a piece done with a palette knife, which is a little skinny knife
Oh,
that
yeah.
you use like you're spreading butter. And then we have
This,
these very
this is
realistic
amazing.
pieces. Yeah.
Let's talk about this artist.
This artist is Jenny Wiper, and she's in her 90s, and she's pretty much a self-taught artist. She, I've known her for a long time. She's on my exhibition committee. She told me a story about this, that her and her girlfriend, this woman here, would go out and they would take a weekend together. They'd leave their husbands, go on a weekend.
Smart ladies.
Their whole thing is to go paint.
Okay.
So she would sit, actually her friend lived in this apartment building in San Francisco. She sat there and did a drawing of this and took a photo and then came home and reproduced it. And what's nice about her work, it's this very white kind of stairway, but then she'll put these little bits of color
Yes.
in here that kind of pop it. Sometimes there's a person looking out the window.
That's great.
Now this is really pure abstract. You can't really see if it's a landscape or not, but it's all about textures and shapes and colors. And then what's nice about being a curator is you get to lay these works out.
Exactly.
And you get to have this dialogue between works. So this piece here was interesting, it's very abstract. It's called Honeycomb. And there's sort of a texture of honeycomb kind of pieces. But then I thought it worked well with these figurative pieces, maybe because of the color. That's what's unique about some artists. They'll say untitled.
Right. I noticed
Because
that.
they don't want to give a clue. They don't want to say, you know, dreaming landscape.
Right.
Then you'd say, oh, that doesn't look like a dreaming landscape to me. So sometimes it's untitled for a reason, because they don't want to give any hint away to anything.
Okay.
They want you to come up with the idea.
Very nice. All right, Scott, so we want to remind all of the viewers again that right here at the PV Arts
Yes.
Center, this will go
12th.
August the 12th. Okay, we back here. All right, so this exhibit will go till August the 12th. So come down to the PV Arts Center and take a look. We're not going to show you everything because there's just amazing things here to see. Scott, thank you so much for being with
welcome.
us.
Thank you
and
so much.
yes, we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time around the peninsula.